Hey guys, we are back with Warhammer Quest Lost Relics. This time around we are playing Adventure 2, The Warden Strikes. We have our mission all laid out on the board. We'll have our two heroes that are going to be continuing this mission, which would be Calthea Xandar. And we're going to be using the Tomb of Adventures or Tomb of Destinies, that we found from the very last mission that we accomplished. And we will also be using Doraz, a giant fell. So the adventure begins. So going with the adventure phase, the first thing we will do is we will spawn a death rattle close to a hero. They can't start in that hex, so one's going to spawn right here. These are going to move. Now all enemies consider all closed doors as open. So our heroes, in order to open these, they're going to have to spend an action to interact and open that. So these are just going to move. So he's going to move one, and he will move one. The Warden will be moving as well, so he is going to move up with his buddies here. So it means all these guys are going to be together. This Skelly will move down one. And since they are not in combat with the heroes, they will get no attacks. So now we're going to go to the initiative phase. So let's go ahead and see who is going to take the first turn. It will start with Calthea, and it will go on to Doraz. So now let's go ahead and get our dice. She got 2 6s. And a 3. Dora's got a 4, 5, and a 6. So off to a really good start so far. So, oops, my bad. It should have been the dice phase, and then it's the initiative phase. So we'll make sure to fix that going forward. But for now, let's go ahead and do Calthea. So she will strike first. So she is just going to go ahead and spend 1 die to do her lantern, so that keeps any death rattle from striking at her. And then she is going to spend the 3 to move, so she will move to there. So Calthea is going to go ahead and do her Circle of Steel on a 5 or better. It's inspired, and that makes it into an area attack, so she will attack everybody that is in this square right here. So she will spend the 6, and that's going to do 2 points of damage to each Skelly. So that's going to kill both of these. And she is done for her turn. So Doraz is going to go next, and he is just going to go ahead and spend a 4 to go ahead and move into this square here. So he's going to go 1, 2. Skelly's going to react. So one of them will be smacking Doraz, so he's going to take a point of damage. Doraz is going to go ahead and spend his next action. He's going to crush one of these Skellies down. Skelly's going to strike again, hitting him for another point of damage. And Doraz is just going to wipe the floor with this Skelly once again. So that is the end of that phase. So now we go to the leader phase. So the leader phase, we are going to spawn a death rattle in the space with the Stormcast that activated last. So we're going to spawn one here. So now that is the leader phase. So now we're going to go to the recovery phase. Nobody to recover. So now we're going to go back to the adventure phase. Adventure phase, this is going to go down to 5. And now we're going to spawn a Skelly, but it has to be in his line of sight. But he has no line of sight, so we're not going to spawn any Skellies for this round. So now we're going to move. So he will move here. Move there. The Warden's going to move up with his buddies. And he is just going to strike because he cannot move. He's already in base contact. So we're going to take another point of damage to Doraz. And that is going to be his turn. So now we're going to go to the dice phase. Calthea is going to have a 3, 2 5s. Doraz will have 2 2s and a 5. Now we're gonna go to initiative. Just flip these over. Guess it doesn't really matter because there's only 2 cards. So you can kind of tell who's gonna go first. So Doraz is actually gonna activate first. So now let's go ahead and go to the action phase. So Doraz will activate and he is going to go ahead and attack. So he's going to crush this skeleton. So now there is no reactions because there is nobody that can see. So we're going to go ahead and go back to Doraz, and Doraz is actually going to go ahead and rest. And he's going to go ahead and do a inspired rest. So that means that he can heal 2. Since there is nobody else around him, all the villains are on the other side, so he's okay. But now, for his final action, since there is no reaction, he's going to go ahead and spend his final one to go ahead and open this door. So now we have an open door connected right here. So there's still no line of sight, so no reactions from the villains. So now we're going to go to Calthea, who's going to activate next. So now she is just going to go ahead and move. I'm going to use that 3. So she will move 1, 2 into this spot. But now we have reactions from the enemies over here. So he is just going to move 1, 2. So now it goes back to Calthea, and now she's going to go ahead and do her light because she doesn't want... Actually, what she's going to do instead of using her light, she's just going to go ahead and dash. So she's going to do an inspired move. She's going to go ahead and actually it's called evade. So she's not pinned here. So she's going to move 2 spaces, but she's just going to move 1 so that she can get to this chest right over here. Now, when she moves, this Skelly is just going to follow her. So she's going to go there. And now for his activation, for her last activation, she's going to go ahead and just do an inspiring attack, which is going to do 2 damage, and that will crush this Skelly right here. So now we're going to go to the leader phase, and another Skelly is going to spawn, and they are going to spawn close to this adventurer here because she was the last one to activate. Okay, so I'm going to say why not? He's going to have line of sight there, so he's going to spawn another one. Oh, actually, that was the leader phase, so that would have been the end of the leader phase. So now it goes to the recovery, nothing to recover. Now it goes to the adventure phase. Now we're going to spawn a Skelly, and they're going to spawn here. And then they're going to move. So we're going to move this way. 1, because she was the last one to activate. Actually, it's 2. So they're moving there and there, getting closer. Now they're going to attack. So Calthea is going to get struck twice because they're both in the same facility as her. Okay, so that goes for the adventure phase. Actually, the first thing for the adventure phase is this would clock down to 4. Now we're going to roll our dice. We need some good rolls here from Calthea because she's getting eaten up here. Oh, that's not good. So she got no 6s or 5s, which is not great. And oh, Dora has got all the 6s. But let's see if he's going to take the first action. That is the big thing. Is if he does, he might actually be able to do something, but I guess we'll find out. All right, so let's see. Nope, it's going to be Calthea going first, Dora's going second. So now let's go with Calthea. Calthea is just going to go ahead and she can't do her circle of steel, unfortunately, which is sad, but she's going to go ahead and spend the 1 to go ahead and do her light. Now, because it's a 1, we can go to the 2, so she can technically make a little chain here. So she is going to go ahead and strike. Yeah, she's going to have to. She's going to go ahead and strike, do a point of damage to one of these guys. But now they're going to react. So now one of these skellies is going to react and strike her for 3 points of damage. And actually, I think she's going to get out of dodge there because, man, she's going to get eaten up. So we're going to go ahead and spend the 4. We're going to go ahead and do another inspiring move. So she's going to evade so that she's not pinned. And she will move 1, 2 to this area over here. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, since she moved out of there, one of these skellies is going to follow. So she's going to move to there. And that's going to be the end of Calthea's turn. So now let's go to Doraz. And Doraz is going to go ahead and move in. So we will spend a 5 to move in here. But now he's going to go ahead and strike as a reaction. Doraz is going to spend a 6 and crush him. And as a reaction, this wounded skelly is going to move to there. And now Doraz is going to crush him as well. So that takes care of another skelly. And now there isn't going to be a reaction because there is no skellies there to see. Because this will be kind of blocking that area. Well, I guess we would say, yeah, why not? So we're going to go ahead and he's going to jump in just to get this game on the road. So this one is going to move down. Actually, he would move 2, so he would move to there. And that's going to be the end of the phase because no one else can attack. All actions are done. So now the leader phase, we're going to spawn another skelly. And since he was the last activated character, he's going to spawn one there. That's going to be the end of the leader phase. No recovery. So now it goes to the action phase. Another skelly is going to spawn, but because there's already a full room there, he's going to have to spawn over here. And now there's going to be movement. So he's going to move down. He can't move in there because it's full. And these two are going to strike. So it's going to be 2 points of damage going into Doraz. So Doraz is down to only 1 left. So now let's go ahead and roll some dice. We need some good die rolls here. 3, a 1. Not the greatest. Doraz. 4 and a 5. And a 2. There could be a chain coming up. This is going to move down to the 3. So let's go to our initiative. We'll start with Calthea and then Doraz. So Calthea is going to go ahead and do her 1. And she's going to go ahead and do... she has to move. Yeah, I guess she's going to go ahead and move. She's going to go ahead and spend 1 to move. So she will move 1, 2. And since she spent the 1, we can do a chain. So Doraz is going to spend the 2 and he's going to crush one of these skellies. So after spending the 2, we're going to do another combo. So we're going to spend the 3 from Calthea. She's going to spend it to go ahead and do her lantern. So that way there'll be no react from her. But now there's going to be a reaction for Doraz, who's going to spend the 4. So that's going to be another chain. And he's going to crush this skelly. And actually it's going to be 1 more chain, which is the 5, and he's going to spend the 5 to rest. And since it's a inspired, he's going to heal 2. And if we had the 6, we could have actually gone to her and she could have finished the chain, but it ends at the 5, so we are going to gain a destiny And after that reaction, it's going to be the Skelly's turn. So since he was the last activated, he's going to move up. But now it's going to go back to Calthea, and actually she's going to go ahead and rest. But she needs a 6 to rest as an inspiring resting. So she's just going to heal 1. Since she's been the 4, and she's going to heal 1. Okay, so after that, he is going to move up as a reaction. And that's going to be it for the activations. Okay. Oh, actually, my bad. I could have spent this 4 with the Destiny token. I could have made it a 6. So that way she could do an inspiring heal. So actually she would have healed twice. Perfect. All right. So now we're all good. We're back down to 1. He's down to 2. And let's see what kind of shenanigans is going to happen next. So we go to the leader phase, or hero phase. So now we're going to spawn another Skelly. And since she was the last to react, there's going to be 1 spawning behind her. That is the end of the leader phase. So recovery, nothing to recover. Back to the action phase. So now we're down to 2. We're almost there. We just got to survive. So now let's go ahead and do our dice. So we got 2 3s. Oh, she got that mighty 6. That might come in handy. And then Doraz. Not as good, but nope, not even a chain. So that's not good. Now let's go ahead and read through these. And I'm moving the board all over the place. So Calthea will go first, and then Doraz. And oh, my board got all messed up. All right, there we go. Okay, so starting with Calthea. Oh, actually, before they move, they're going to activate. So they move 1 up. They're already there, they're already there. So now they strike. Oh, actually, I was supposed to spawn 1 more Skelly. So he is going to spawn. Actually, we're going to spawn him over here, because that's going to maximize damage. He does 2 damage by himself. That's 3 damage. So Calthea is once again in trouble. Actually, no, that takes her to the wounded stage. She already had a wound, 3 damage. She only has 4. Ouch. That's not good. So we're going to take her damage off. Now she is wounded. So she is close to being taken out of action. And then 2 more points going into Doraz over here. Okay, so now here comes the action phase. Let's see what the heroes can do. Here we go, starting with Calthea. Calthea is going to go ahead and she's going to go ahead and spend 1 to do her lantern. So there will be no reactions to her actions. So now she's going to spend the 6 and she's going to do her circle of steel to do 2 damage to everybody in that vicinity. So that means he's going to get destroyed. The Death Rattle Warden is going to take 2 damage. And since we damage them, we are going to get a Destiny token. And now what she's going to do is, oh my gosh, we got to get out of there. She's taken a lot of damage already. So we're going to go ahead and spend that Destiny token and make this 3 into a 6 so that she can go ahead and dodge out of there. So she's going to move to evade. So it's going to be 1, 2. Now, because she moved, actually no, there's no reactions to her phase. So once she ends it, that's pretty much it because of the lantern. So now it's going to go to Doraz. Doraz is just going to spend a 2. So he is going to crush one of these Skellies. And at the very end of that, Doraz is going to go down because he's going to take his last wound from the reaction from the death rattle. So now his last action, he's going to go ahead and just destroy this skelly as well. And he's going to have one left. There's no reactions here because he can definitely not see. So we're going to go ahead and spend one action that he has left. He's just going to move to here. Now that's going to trigger the Warden. And rather than moving, actually he would have to move. So he would move 1, 2 right with the heroes. And that is where our activation is going to end. That's our action for that turn. So now it's going to go to the spawning. And actually, he's going to be in a bit of a pickle because now that room is full because there's 3 models there. So that means that he's going to have to spawn on the outside here since he was the last activated. And now it's going to go recovery, nothing to recover. So now it goes to the action phase. We're going to go down to 1. We're going to spawn another skelly and he's going to be right here on the outside. And the skellies are going to move. They cannot move because this is already filled with 3. So these 2 cannot move. He will strike though, and he's gonna go for, well, he's gonna strike the last person that went. So Doraz will take 2 damage. And now that is the end of that phase. So now let's go to the dice phase. And it's starting off big. 2 5s and a 6. That's what we need for. We need that for Doraz. He needs a good strike here. Do 3 damage. And he gets nothing. Well, he's going to be able to do 2 damage at least, and he's going to be able to combo. Okay, so now let's go to initiative. Okay, so Calthea will eat it. We'll take it once again. And with Doraz. Okay, so starting with Calthea, we do not want to do the steel because that would damage Doraz as well. So we're going to go ahead and what we're going to do is we're going to spend the 5 so that way she can do her lantern and he cannot react. So we're going to spend a 6. Actually, she could spend both to do 2 damage. Actually, it's 3 damage. Okay, so she's going to spend the 5 to make it 3 damage to the Warden. That'll put him at 5. That'll gain us our destiny. And then she's going to spend the other 6. And it's another 3 damage to him with the broadsword. And actually, that's going to kill off the Warden. That's going to put him at 3, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage total. Oh man, they just barely squeaked it out. That is the end of the death rattle, and the Stormcast Eternal are actually victorious once again. Whoops, she needed 6s for that broadsword, so we could have spent that last destiny to turn that 5 into a 6. So that would have been the final 3 damage she would have needed. So that destiny is really coming in handy, really coming in clutch in that very last second there. But the Stormcast Eternals are victorious again. And there you have it, guys. The end of Mission 2 is in the books. I was really hoping to get this final treasure chest to at least have an item going into Mission 3, but oh well, man, that's the breaks. I'm hoping to be getting another Stormcast Eternal painted up because I have a feeling that these dungeons are going to get a little more vicious and there's going to be a lot more enemies coming at us. So if I can at least get a 3rd one, 4 would be great. But if I'm gonna try to get for that 3 at least, so that way I can have some backup just in case. This one was a little too close for comfort, in my opinion. Guys, if y'all saw any mistakes, feel free to message down below and just point them out to me. I'm learning the game as much as you guys are. This is only the 2nd time that I've played the game. And I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm going to be trying to bring that Mission 3 to you guys very soon. Guys, if you haven't liked and subscribed, do so down below so you guys can keep up with everything that's going on with the channel. We do have tons of videos that you can watch right now as it is, with more content coming very soon. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. You guys keep rolling dice and always paint your walls crimson. Take care.